Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Enoch. Today we're going to be learning how to create a luxury brand website for a clothing business. Okay, now first things first, let's take a quick demo tour of this entire website. Okay, so when you take a look at the mobile version of the shop right now, you'd see that it's looking so nice with the shop icon right here, the wish list, the search button, and the cart icon. Okay, so when customers are here, they can actually toggle through these really quickly. So if you want to search, they can do that. If you want to check out the wish list, they can all do that stuff. We're having a logo right here, which is usually common, to have a logo on your website. Then on the right hand side, we have the home, the shop drop down, the track order, where customers can track their orders, if they have been completed, if they have been cancelled, if they have been shipped, which is really important. The contact us page, a search icon so customers can search for the products that they are looking for, then a wish list icon. So a wish list icon right here, that functionality is so helpful. So if a customer, let's say, favorites a couple of products and they want to return after, let's say, a couple of days, they should be able to find them in their account dashboard. So you have an account dashboard right here, and when a customer logs in, as I'll show you guys in the next coming few minutes, they should be able to find their favorite items in the dashboard, their orders that they have purchased. They should be able to change their account information and all that nice stuff. Okay, now moving on to the hero section. This is a nice hero section with a bold statement of nostalgia in the city, looking good and looking nice. Then below that, we are having a nice layout which I think captures the luxury kind of vibe, adds it to the website. Get what I'm saying? And it's all white and all this space and all the models, the images are looking clean. And I'm gonna share with you all these resources with you guys in the description below. Okay, so you have about 9 categories, as you guys can see. And scrolling down, we have this nice gallery. It's form of a gallery, but they're just images, maybe from our top performing posts on Instagram, so I shared them here. Then we have some brand assurance. So we have like payment methods to show that the clients have various ways to pay and that the payment gateways are secure. Then delivery, you just want to assure them that it's fast, 3 to 5 days. Then also this icon that we accept returns. Then below that, we have this product grade that is really nice. Okay, so looking at the one on the right, it has a sell icon. This one doesn't, because it's not on sale. And there's a title that's going on right here, and also a short description right here, and the rating. So this is a 5-star rated product. Then you also have an add to cart, and once someone clicks the add to cart right now, it's gonna open up on the right. Okay, so customers will be able to see everything that's going on. Okay, and that looks really cool. And the other thing about this is that you can scroll through this pagination, okay, without reloading the page. Okay, so right now it has changed to different 4 products, and if I click again, it's gonna load up the next set of products to be displayed, and here they are. So I think that's really cool. Then after that, we just have a nice footer that has the top rated products, and showing our product categories, so customers can easily click through these. Whatever product category they want to browse, they should be able to do that. And it also shows the product count, the number of products in that category. Then here on the extreme left, we have a bunch of pages that are from our website, so they're just listed here. If you had to take a look, for example, at the shop section, and we see how it's laid out. Okay, so I removed the product filters, I removed all the filters and the sidebars and everything, just to have this website looking clean. Okay, because luxury brands really don't implement such kind of design aesthetics to their websites. Okay, so someone can choose to add maybe 3 of these and click add to cart, and they get added. So basically, if a product is, let me see, yeah, basically if a product is $3.99 and you have 3 products, just basically going to multiply that by 3 by the quantity that you add. So if I'm to click the cart, as you guys will see, the amount here has tripled. So someone can decrease the amount or the number of quantities even in the cart, which is really cool for such a website. Okay, then what else? They can favorite them. For example, they can add them to their wish list by just mere clicking on this icon in the top left corner like that. Okay, and let's add, I think, 3 more, then we check out the wish list. Okay, yeah, so now let's check out the wish list. So I've added them to their wish list, and we're going to check it out and see the products, how they're listed. So these are the so far the products that we've added to the wish list. Even at the wish list page, they can decide to remove them, something like that. So you can click that cross and remove them, or they can even add them to the cart. You get? Yeah, which I think is really cool. Now, moving on to the cart, you can click checkout. So directly from the cart, you can jump to the checkout page, initiate the payments and everything. So here's our checkout, and basically all the information is kind of filled in right now. Let me see. Email address, all is set, and you can even choose to pay cash on delivery, something. It's saying thank you, your order has been completed, has been received, blah blah blah. Everything is right here. So let's copy this order number. Okay, and I'm gonna hover back over to, so I'm gonna hover back over to Woocommerce, and I'm gonna go to orders. Okay, and I want to check out this order since it's been cash on delivery. Right now the payment method I'm using to test the entire order checkout is right here. So my order is still right here with the status of processing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on it. Yeah, and once now, because it's open, I'm gonna change the status from processing to completed. Okay, yeah, and maybe I'll click update, and once it's updated, let's check out the dashboard of the client. Okay, so when I'm here on this page and I click dashboard, it's going to redirect me to the dashboard itself, and this is how our dashboard is looking. So now we have our orders, our previous orders. Okay, so this is our order right here, where we have 5 different products. So you can click view to view the items. Okay, yeah, and right now, let's say you can still track the order to see if it's completed. So in case the orders are not reflecting here, you can basically type in the order ID and the email. So my email was, I think it was this. Okay, so I'll click track, and it will show basically the order details. Okay, yeah, so now that is how everything is looking. But if you had to take a look at how everything is looking in mobile, maybe you guys will actually be more impressed. So let's turn on the mobile view. So now that we've seen how everything is functioning, how everything is working in the demo website, the most important thing is setting up the domain name and the hosting. Yeah, so if you guys are not interested, maybe you just want to learn but you want to do everything for free, then you can run your WordPress websites locally on your PC or Mac, or if you have a few bucks to spend. For example, if you want to acquire hosting, then I'm going to show you a way that you guys can buy hosting and buy a domain name and start working on your websites. Okay. Then the other thing, maybe if you want to look for an option that will help you run your website locally, there's a software that I use. It's called Local WP, yeah, which is basically virtualizes the entire WordPress, and you can develop it as though it's on a live server. Then once you're done, so you can export it to your live server online so that your customers or anyone else can access it online. Okay, so let's get the hosting figured out, let's get the hosting set up, and we start developing. Okay, so head over to hostinger.com and hit the login button, and once you're here, you can select the Google button to automatically sign you in into Hostinger even though you don't have an account. Okay, so I've signed in right here, and once you sign in, it's gonna lead you to this page. And when you're here under hosting, if you have to click hosting and check out the hosting plans they offer. They offer 3 different hosting plans, but I usually like to go with the middle tier, the middle one, which is called premium web hosting. Kind of offers 100 websites, 100 subdomains, and all some other, a whole bunch of other features that I really like. So I'll select that. Then you can select either 48 months, 24, 12, or even 1 month. And for this case, I'll be going for 1 month, since this is just for demo purposes only. Yeah, so I'll select 1 month, and once I'm happy with that, I'll just choose a payment method. And once that's done, you gotta select a payment method that you want to use. I'll be using MasterCard, but you guys can use GPay, PayPal, or any other option that you find with. So I've filled in my card, and I'm gonna hit pay now. Okay, and once I've paid now, all I have to do is to click this setup button, and I start setting up my hosting sort of configuration information. Okay, so hit setup, and it's gonna lead you to this page where you can start, setting up your hosting. So click start now. Who are you creating the website for? You can select I'm creating for myself. Who's creating? I'll be building the website myself. The type of website that you want to build, it's gonna be business. So do you need help? Probably yes, if you're a beginner. And once you've selected that, it's gonna lead you to this page where you can create your new website, or if you already have a website from another hosting company, you can migrate it over to Hostinger. So I'm gonna create a new website, and I'm gonna select the WordPress button on the right and click select WordPress. Okay, and right here I'm gonna need to add a password and an email that I'll be using to log into my WordPress website. Okay, so I'm just gonna type it in here. Remember that you have to remember this password that you create, and once you're done, just hit continue. They're gonna ask you to add these plugins to your website, but you may not really need them, so I'll just disable those and hit continue. Yeah, then they'll ask you the look. Basically they're telling you to select a theme, but I'll just select this first one in the corner. And right now they're going to ask you to buy domain name, or if you have an existing domain. So let's just buy a new one, since you guys may not be having already domains. So I'll just select buy domain and type in here in the search box the domain name that I would want. So you guys can type in one for your business, and you see the domains that Hostinger has for you. Yeah, so you can hit search once you're done typing the name, and to display a bunch of extensions. So you can see .cloud, .info, .shop. So I'm looking for something really cheap, since this is a demo tutorial. I'm gonna scroll through these. So there's .store, .tech, .site. You can even view more extensions that these guys have. .fun. Yeah, so there are a bunch of extensions that you guys can go through. But for this tutorial, I think I'll buy this second one on the downer list. Yeah, .cloud. Yeah, and I'll purchase it for 1 year. Yeah, which is okay with me, and I'll just complete the payment. Okay, so I'm gonna process and says the payment was successful, so I'm gonna hit next. Yeah, so the other forms here that can basically fill in your personal information. Yeah, and once you're done hosting, I will finish up the setup really quickly, and you just have to click finish setup and you'd be good to go. So once the setup is finished, hosting, I will install the WordPress, and right now you can click on this edit website and it will lead you straight into your WordPress dashboard and you start creating your website. Another way to log into WordPress that I have to show you is to add this extension of WP admin at the end of your domain name. Yeah, and it will lead you to this login page where you can type in your email that we just configured in a few minutes ago, then also the password that you set. Yeah, so you can go ahead and type in your email, then add your password, and all you have to do is to click login. Okay, and once you're here, you can decide to save these passwords in Google Chrome and you can start working on your website. Okay, so now since we're at the back end, the WordPress dashboard, let's get started. First, I want to clear all of this up so that it looks clean and tidy. Okay, so I'm gonna go under here under screen options and I'll turn off these checkboxes, and once I turn, you will see that at least now it's cleaner. So the first thing I want to do is to install a theme, and to install this theme, all you have to do is to come here on the left side and appearance, then click on themes, and what's gonna happen is that this theme section is gonna pop up, and basically a theme is just kind of a structure or a way that you want your website to look. Okay, so a theme determines, for example, is it gonna be looking like a blog? Is it gonna be looking like a magazine website? Is it gonna be looking like a shop? Now we want to use a theme that is more targeted to looking like a shop. Yeah, so one of the best themes right now to use is called a theme called Woostify. So let's install Woostify. Now, to install Woostify, all you have to do is to click this add new button, and it's gonna pop up right here, and we're gonna search for Woostify. And right here, so what we're gonna do is to click install, and once it's installed, we're gonna click activate. Okay, so now once our theme is installed, we need to install a couple of some plugins. Okay, now let's come under plugins. Okay, and we see what has been installed by Hostinger. So most of these plugins have been installed by Hostinger itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to deactivate these. Okay, then I'm also going to deactivate these. Then for now, I'm also going to deactivate the Lightspeed cache. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to select these because I don't really need them, and go under bulk actions here. I'll click delete, then apply. Okay, then ask me if I want to delete them, and I'll say yes. So now that they are gone, let's install our very own. So to install a plugin, you hover over to this left section. You can click add new, or you can click this button right here. Okay, so let's click add new. Basically, a plugin is like an extension or a functionality that can be added onto your website right now. For example, since you're going to be developing or creating a shop, we need a Woocommerce plugin to provide that e-commerce functionality. And what Woocommerce will do is that it will help us create products, manage inventory, and manage client orders. Yeah, so for now, let's install Woocommerce. So search for Woocommerce right here, and Once you're here, you can click install, okay, to install the WooCommerce plugin. And yeah, that's good. Then while you're here on your end, you can still install WooCommerce PayPal payments, okay. PayPal is a payment gateway. It's one of the most commonly used payment gateways um, online, okay. So we have those two plugins, and let's look for Elementor, a plugin called Elementor. And basically, Elementor is a page builder which helps you, to drag and drop, you know, widgets onto our web page, okay, and organize them. So it's very functional and it's very needed, especially when you're building WordPress websites. So it's one of the most common and most efficient page builders on the market right now. So while you're here, you can also install this plugin right here, Essential Add-ons for Elementor, because um, Essential Add-ons for Elementor provide some extra features or widgets that um, that are paid for in case you want to use them in Elementor. So what I'm trying to say is that there are some widgets that are only available in Elementor Pro, but you can still find them in such a plugin, which is called Essential Add-ons for Elementor. So we will be needing those in the future. Yeah. So I think you have this one installed also. Then I'm gonna need a wish list, as you guys saw in the introduction, that our website had a wish list functionality um, embedded into it. So then I'm gonna select this, yep, to enable that wish list feature in the WooCommerce website. Okay, then let me see what other plugin we need. I will need classic widgets. Classic widgets. Classic widgets, will help us with creating, I think, our footer. Then if we need a sidebar, we can also have sidebar included. Basically, it's some extra bunch of like functionality that can be added to our website. Okay. So now we're gonna install one more plugin, which is called Contact Form. And we're gonna just click install now. Okay. And once we're done, you can come over to installed plugins, and they are displayed here. So what I'm gonna do is to almost select all of them. So I'll click this checkbox here, and I want to activate them apart from this light speed cache here. So I'm gonna go under bulk actions. I click activate and apply. So it's gonna activate all of them. And what that's gonna do is some plugins like WooCommerce are gonna be creating extra pages. For example, now you see WooCommerce here right now. There's also created an extra page called products. Then the wish list we installed has also come in the left panel. Then you have payments for PayPal that also installed, has also appeared right here. Okay. Then also essential add-ons for Elementor. Yeah. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cycle through this, and I'll just be clicking next, 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 and I will say no thanks. And essential add-ons has been configured, and I will close this out and come back here to the dashboard. So I have a notification here that says welcome to Woocommerce wishlist plugin, you're almost ready. Then I just run this. Okay, and once I have run this, I'll just click let's go. Then I'll also scroll through this by clicking continue, continue, Continue and continue. And once I'm here, I think now everything is done. They're saying that your wish list is ready. So I'll just click return to WordPress dashboard. Okay. So now everything looks good. Yeah. Let's move on into creating or configuring some WooCommerce settings. So now let's head over to WooCommerce right here and hover over it, then straight go to settings. Okay. And once we're in the settings, you want to configure a bunch of stuff right here. For example, they're going to ask you to add your address, so you can type out all that and fill it in. And they're going to ask you the country that you're going to be selling to, so you can sell to a specific country or a bunch of countries. Yeah. So maybe you can select this, and let's say you want to sell to, let me pick a country here right now. Let me see. Let's take example of Australia. Then shipping locations. You want to be shipping to maybe all the countries that you're selling to, and default customer location. So you can use a geolocator or geolocator with page caching, support. So what geolocator does is that it picks like someone's GPS or IP address related information, then kind of figures out where this person is staying and basically fill in their location. But sometimes such a feature is confused by the VPN. So I always just leave it as that. Yeah. So you can enable taxes and all that stuff. You can enable coupons, and there's really not much here to configure. So I'll just click save. Then under products, there's a bunch of settings that you can also add. For example, when I'm here, the things that I like to change uh, are reviews can only be left, this setting right here, by verified owners. And what this does is that someone who hasn't bought a product cannot review that product. Yeah. So this will help you prevent scam reviews on your website. So I think it's important to turn that on. Then I'll click save for that. Then you have shipping. Okay. Now shipping, you have to handle like shipping rates for your customers to all the regions that you're selling to. Okay. And once you're here, you can add a shipping zone. Okay. And you can say maybe Australia, which is our shipping zone. And right here, we're still going to type Australia. Then you're going to add a shipping method for the people who are living in Australia. So you can maybe add a free shipping, a local pickup, or a flat rate. But for this case, I'll be using a flat rate. So I want to select a flat rate and click add shipping method. Okay. And once that's done, I'm going to save changes. Okay. Yeah. And that is good. Okay. Now you can go back to shipping right here once you click on it, and it's basically gonna show your shipping zone that you've just created, the regions you're shipping to, and also the flat rate. So I'm gonna go back inside here because I don't think I gave it a price. So I'm gonna click on edit the flat rate, and let's say maybe you're shipping for $15 in Australia. Okay. And I'm gonna click save, and yeah, that is fine. So now I click on shipping again right here. I'll see that now it's a flat rate, but once you go inside the flat rate, you will find that right now the figure is 15, and this will be displayed at checkout. Okay. Now let's move on to payments. Yeah. So right now, you can enable a bunch of payments on your website. For example, you can require check payments. Maybe you can do cash on delivery, but the most common ways of handling payments online is through PayPal. Yeah. And once you turn this on, yeah, uh, basically PayPal is gonna require you to activate this integration between PayPal and your website. Okay, so when you click activate PayPal, for example, this, it's gonna open up a link like this. We're gonna take you through a security check and all that stuff to integrate your PayPal and your website so that you can receive payments. Okay, yeah. So now let me just do the linkage, then I'll resume when after I've logged in. Okay. So basically all I have to do, all I've done was to install, I mean to log into the PayPal, and then ask me to connect my account. So within a click of a button, it was integrated. Okay. So I'm just gonna turn this on. Okay. Maybe you can also click like finish setup. Um, then we'll see maybe a bunch of tutorials that you can configure. So it's already by default. The settings are really good to go. Okay. Yeah. So that is done. So you can even go to accounts and privacy. Yeah. So you can allow customers to log into an existing account, create an account during checkout, create an account on my account page. Yes, you can click save. Yeah. And basically, those are the only WooCommerce settings that you need to be worried about now. Okay. Yeah. So now let's proceed. But before we proceed, let's create a sample product. So now let's proceed with creating some products. Okay. Now on your left side on this menu, you're gonna hover over products and click add new. And what this is gonna do, it's gonna pull up this section where you can start creating some of your products. Okay. Now, first things that I like to do is to add a product image. First thing, so I'm gonna click on upload files. Okay, then select files. Then I'm gonna pull up some images right here. For example, I'm gonna select maybe these three. Okay, now click open, and they'll load up. And once they're loaded up, I think I'm gonna select this as the main product image. Okay, then I'm gonna select a product gallery. Okay, and these the ones I'm gonna add to the product gallery. Okay, now maybe we can give it a title. So the product name goes right here. This is, we can say maybe gray blouse, which I think is cool. Then we have a product description. For example, you can have stuff like, which is maybe says 12 100%, sorry, 100% cotton. Then you can have any other descriptions. Yeah, for example, if I'm to paste in some of let me see if I have some dummy text here. Okay, I don't, but let me paste in something. Let me paste in something from some dummy text from some. Yeah. So let me just maybe copy this and I'll paste it in here. Yeah. So this is our product description. And right now this can be a simple product. We don't need to change this, so you can make it grouped external variable. It's going to be simple, and I'm going to give it a price of $125. Okay. Then in our product short description, we can have, let's say, different description. So this is short. I'm going to show you what a short description does. So I'm going to paste it in here. Okay. And that's like basically it to create a product, a very simple product. And if you want to take a look at this, for example, if I'm dropping this up in a new tab to see like what's going on with the production description, with the product description itself. So let's see how it's looking. Okay, so right here we have the product title and we have the price. This is our short description, as you guys can see right here. Then this is our product description. Okay, so we have the size 12, blah blah blah, and all that stuff. So the other attributes that you can add to this product, for example, you can make it a sell item. For example, let's say now it's at a discount and you're selling it at around 95 bucks. Okay, once you click update, for example, when you click update and you refresh this page, what you'll find is that now this price has been crossed out and now you're having 95%, I mean a $95 discount, and here it calculates a percentage, and you know, it kind of shows you at what percentage you have been discounted at. Okay, so that I really think is cool. So when you look at more of this stuff, for example, if you go under inventory, you can give this an SKU, which is basically a stock keeping unit number. It helps you track your inventory that's in stock, either for online goods or even with physical goods. For example, if you say this is a blouse 001, once you enable this, for example, if you enable this and we say there are 15 units like available, yeah, what this Woostify theme is gonna do is when you refresh this, you will see something that's gonna pop up to show you that actually there are 15 pieces left in stock. Yeah, so this can be good at sometimes when you're like having a sale that you wanna sell out stuff really fast. Yeah, that can come in handy. Okay, so there is that. Yeah, then some other maybe important um attributes that you may want to configure is maybe shipping. So you can add stuff like weight, length, and width dimensions. Then you can add a shipping class, though you haven't dealt with that so far. Yeah, so there's a bunch of other stuff or other settings attributes you can configure for your products. But for a very simple product, that's basically it. And this product can be ordered through our site right now. Okay, so now let's take a look at our demo website that I had earlier introduced on at the beginning of the video. Okay, so when I check out the shop section, you guys can all see these products. Like there are so many, and I want to transfer them over to this website that you're currently working on. Yeah, so there's about 28 products, so I don't have the time, you know, I don't have the time to create them once again in this website right here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna export them and import them to our website that you're currently working on. Okay, so I'm gonna cross this out, go to the already complete website and hover back into the dashboard. Okay, and the way we're gonna do it, we're gonna use the Woocommerce plugin. Okay, and under products, yeah, once you click on products, it's gonna open up this section and it's gonna bring up these features of import and export. Yeah, and as you guys can tell, there are a bunch of categories that these products are associated with. For example, you have bags, you have shirts, you have jumpsuits, you have nutrients, And right now, when you go to the site that we are working on and you go to categories, here you had already created them, yeah, but since you're gonna be importing them, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete all of these here and click apply, because when you import these, it's gonna import all the categories and all the metadata about the product. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click export. Okay, and it's gonna export all categories right here. Then here, let's go to all products and all columns. Okay, yes, and I'm gonna click generate CSV, and right now it has been generated and it's now being downloaded, and I'm gonna call it products. Okay, and it has downloaded. So I'm gonna go back to the website that you're working on right now under products. Okay, I'm gonna click import and I'm gonna upload this CSV file that I've just downloaded. Okay, and I think I had placed it right. Let me see. All right, let me see where I stored it. All right, it's right here, but I'm gonna move it. Let me copy it and I'll just paste it right here. So I'm gonna link this product file for you guys if you wanna use it. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to choose and I'm gonna find it right here, and yes, so I'm gonna click continue, and it's gonna map the CSV fields to the products, and all you have to do at this stage is to just run the importer, and it's gonna download the images from our previous site, the demo website that we had, and kind of import them into our media files, and all the products would be imported. Okay, so right now the products are done importing, so you can click on view products and you'll find that all these products are right here. So if you want to check them out, you can hover over to view, then open it up in a new tab, and you guys will see that the products are right here. Okay, yeah, so now WooCommerce has been configured, the products have been imported, and we're about to start creating our website to start looking like this. Okay, now let's just do a few simple settings in WordPress, create some pages, for example the home page, the track order, the contact us, and we start designing. Okay, to create a page in WordPress, it's really simple. You have to go to the left side panel and click add new. Okay, and the first page we're going to be creating is a home page that should be the one that welcomes, our visitors and act as a landing page. It's going to be home, and I'm going to click publish and publish again. Then I'm going to click add new page, and the next page we're going to be creating is going to be the contact page. Contact page. Oh, no, just say contact, and that will be done. Then the other page I would like to create would be the about us. No. It would be the track order. Track order. Be the track order page. Yeah. So I'm gonna publish that. Okay. And once the pages are created, what you're gonna have to do is hit this WordPress button right here, and I want to configure some settings in the general settings. Okay. So right now you can rename your entire website, maybe to Cresta Clothing, and give it a tagline, maybe nostalgia in the city. Okay, so you can allow anyone to register as a subscriber, as a customer, or something like that. Yeah, and save these changes. Then one important setting is under reading. Now, reading, since WordPress is a blog like management system, usually it displays your latest post as your home page. So, for example, if you visit things, you'll find that you already have these categories archives as your home page. Now, to change that, you have to change it to static. Okay, then the home page becomes our home page. Yeah, then we click save. Okay, so if you were to refresh that, you would find that now you have a clean kind of looking WordPress page. Okay, so now that's out of the way, what we need to start creating is a header menu like this, where we have the home, you have the shop with all these categories, you have the track order and the contact us. Okay, so now let's go under pages. No. Let's go under, let's see, under appearance. Then we click on menus. All right, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a main menu and call it primary menu. Then we hit create menu. Okay, then we're gonna start adding stuff to this home page, to this menu. And I'm gonna view all. So I'm gonna add our home, the shop, contact us. We're gonna add the shop. Okay, then we gonna add the track order and the contact. Okay, then we're gonna click add menu. And right now we have some categories for the products that we're selling right here. And the way we're gonna do that is you're gonna come to screen options and enable product categories. Because if you don't enable them, then you won't see them here. Yeah, the categories you'll be seeing here would be post categories. But if you come and check this, then the product categories will display. Okay, so now what you can do is to maybe select like all of them. So I'll just select all of them quickly, and what I'll do is I'll click add to menu. Now they're added to the menu, but to make such a drop down menu, all you have to do is to start dragging this and nesting it under the section that you want it to display. Okay, so I'm gonna do this for almost all items that are categories and try to reorder them. So yeah, let's do that. So you see how nested they're looking. So I'm just basically dragging them and just trying to put them in the same order, but this is a different page, the track order page, and I think the contact should be one of the last ones below. Okay, so once you hit save, okay, now they're saved up, and we go to our website and try to refresh it. Okay, what you will see is now that we have the home, we have the shop, we have the track order and the contact us. Okay, and while I'm here, you can click through the shop and it will redirect you to all these products. Yeah, and you can also check out these categories, for example, in trends. Okay, and there are also products embedded under them. Okay, so right now we need to start customizing um, our page to look, first our shop to look like this. So we need to remove this sidebar. Yeah, then we need to, for example, let's see this page right here. You see how it's displaying. Yeah, yet for the sake of this, once you check this out, it has a very different display. Yeah, so we need to turn this, make it look like this. Okay. And one way to do that is to use the theme customizer. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So while you're at your website, for example, you're at the home page or you're at the shop page, because we want to customize the shop page, let's just be at the shop page and we hit customize. Okay, and once we are here, what we can start doing is to first get the colors correct. Okay, so you want to change the theme color to something like black. Okay, yeah, so even the text color itself, I think, can be black. And the hover link, um, let's select a color like a brownish kind of shade. I think will do. Let's make it a little bit lighter. Yeah, and I think we can now make this black. So we're aiming for that black theme. Okay, and okay, so you see how all these have turned black. Yeah. Let's go back to the color and see if everything is okay. Yeah, and what we're gonna do is we want to remove this sidebar right here. Okay, because most luxury brands don't really use sidebars in their product archive sections. Okay, and we're gonna come to layout. No, let's say to Woocommerce. Yeah, and we're gonna go to product, no, shop archive. And before we actually remove the sidebar, let's change this or these images. For example, let me show you to this kind of cropping. Okay, so what we're gonna do, click on this to bring back the whatever, is to basically walk through these settings. Yeah, so basically you can turn off these breadcrumbs and result count. For example, if I turn that off, yeah, and also turn off the product filtering. Okay, so it's gone. Then I'm going to turn off the breadcrumbs and also the shop title. All right, and once I go to product card, you can add a border style. For example, if it's dotted, then between the gaps of these images, you'll be seeing a dotted corner. For example, if you get a color of black, then you start seeing these boxes around it. But I'm gonna leave it that set to none. Okay, then the product content, I'll just leave it centered. The product image, I think the swap, you can change between zoom and swap, but I think swap is the way swap works is when someone hovers, then it swaps between the images. Okay, yeah. Yes, so right now what I'm going to configure is the cell tag, so you can position it to the left or to the right of the product image, but I think I'd rather have it to the left. And the background color can change to like black, since it's a theme color that we're using. Then out of stock display, the wishlist button, I think I'm comfortable where it is. Yes, so basically that's it. So I'm gonna walk back to product images and handle this cropping to make it look like this. And what I'm gonna use is a custom ratio of around 4 by 5, a 4 by 5 cropping to make them more look like Instagram posts or something like that. There's something about that cropping. Okay, now it looks fine. Okay, it looks fine now. And what I'm gonna do is I need to change something still in the shop archive or product catalog. I think it would be product catalog. So need to make these 4 products to display in a single row. Yeah, for example, like this. Yeah. Then once that's done, what I want to do is to handle these sidebars. So under layout, go to sidebar and scroll down and find the shop or product archive and send a sidebar. And once you say that, once you check that, then the sidebar is automatically gonna disappear. So be having your products looking this slick. Okay. Yeah. So I think that's it for now. Okay. Let's publish this. Okay. So now, once that's done, let's go into one of these products and try to make this look better. Okay. Now, if I'm to go and click on one of these, as you can see here, if I'm to take this away, the way it's looking, it's kind of different from this. Okay. Now to achieve this kind of look, yeah, what we're gonna do is gonna go to Woocommerce. Okay. Then go to product single, then start playing around with these settings. Okay. So when you look at the general setting, for example, the way we have it here, we have these previous and next icons that you guys can see, which I think is okay. Yeah. Then what we're gonna handle is the product images, the way they're displayed. So we have this type of pattern. Yeah. For example, if you have to check this out, it looks like this. Okay. So basically they're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling until they're done. Then you also have this type of display. Okay. And basically this is the one that you want it to look like. Okay. So there you have it. And 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 it looks quite similar to this. Yeah, very, very, very similar to that. Yeah, actually it's the same. So I think I'm comfortable with that. And I'm just gonna see if I miss a few settings here and there, but I don't think I do. Maybe what you'd rather have is let me show you guys something real quick. For example, the same way you see description here, reviews and shipping, you can add this. For example, if I'm to copy this text and come here to the customize and I click, for example, add a term. So this is a custom term and I want to click on this drop down menu and I'm going to call it maybe shipping. Okay. I'll just paste in the text and I'll click publish. Okay. So you guys see right now that I've added actually an extra bit of information right here. Okay. Which I think is really cool. Now, one thing we had forgotten to consider is the font. Okay. Because now all this looks different. So to handle the font, just hover back and come to typography, then come to body, and I want to change this to quicksand. Okay, that is good. And I'll do the same thing for the primary menu. I'll type in quicksand. Then I'll head back. Okay. And I'll do the same thing for all headings. I'll make them quicksand. All right. So now things are really starting to look great. and similar to our demo website. And let's add this icon right here. Yeah, I know it might get confusing, but me switching between these two can get confusing. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to show you how to add it. So for you to add that icon, you just need to select icon right here, and it'll ask you to upload it, but I'm going to do that right now. Okay, but what I can do is maybe select a logo and add it to my website. So I'm going to upload the logo right now, and it should be under resources right here. So it's right here. I want to open it up, and I'll just insert it. So I'll skip cropping. Yeah, and then what you can do, okay, is you have to reduce this logo width, okay, or increase it depending on your liking. But for me, that site is really good enough. So you guys can see these look much similar. Okay, okay, okay. So now let's see the things that I've missed. Let's go under buttons, because what you guys will notice is that these buttons are still blue, yet right here we're having black buttons. Yeah. So to handle that, go to buttons and select the background color of black. Okay, then a hover. I think I should look for like a bluish shade or something like that. Yeah, like a bluish shade. Okay, maybe that will do. It's not reflecting right here, but I know it will do. But let me just make it dark at least. All right, then the border radius, I think I don't need it to be too sharp. That should do, about 3 pixels, and I think we are good to go. Okay, so if I'm to take a look at our site, if I'm to close these right here, and we go to the home page, sorry, we go back to the shop page. Yeah, I want to go back to the shop page, so you guys will see that all these are looking great. So if I'm to click on one of the product images, you'll find that it has this nice display that's going on right here. The products are, the buttons are black. You can check out with PayPal. Okay, so if I'm to add this to the cart, just maybe, then I click checkout. The checkout still looks so Woocommerce and so basic. So maybe you can customize this too. Okay, so let's head over to customize just one more time. And what we're gonna do is we are gonna make it really so simple. So under Woocommerce, under checkout, we're gonna make a distraction free checkout, and there are a bunch of like layouts for the Woocommerce page right here. So let's first select this bottom one and see how it actually looks. Okay, so this bottom one, it kind of looks that way. And let's check out this one on the right and see how it's looking, because we really need something that's so simple. Okay, I think I like this. Okay, yeah, so basically the name, the address, and everything. So it shows you at each stage what you're doing, billing, set up the delivery, and all the payment. Okay, yeah, it takes away all these upper menus, which could be somewhat a distraction you get to a customer when they're checking out. So I think this is really good. Yeah, so I'm gonna just publish that, and I'll be done. Okay, now since we're done creating and customizing the checkout, one thing I would like to do is to set up the number of columns here at the footer. So you have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and while I'm here, I can go into layout Then I can go into footer, number of widget columns. Let's make them 3. And I'll just remove this text. I don't need it. All right. So I'll publish that. So all the changes are done. I'm going to exit out of this. Okay. So now you guys see how cool our our checkout page looks. So basically I can think populating all these figures right here, city, blah blah blah. Okay, and maybe I can click continue. So showing me the flat rate that we set of 15 US or $15, then a total of these, yeah. And the checkout process is really so simple. And the saying invalid billing email address, yeah, I think because I'm the admin, I didn't set this right. So maybe I'll just do this and continue. So it show me a different payment methods that I can use. Yeah, so there's PayPal, there's cash on delivery, there's all this nice stuff, and click place order. Okay, so if you guys want to actually check this out, maybe I'll just do a test order of like place an order. So it's still bringing invalid billing email address. So probably I think it's because I'm the admin or something, but we shall test the order. Yeah, once again. Okay, so let's just head back to the home page and we add a footer right here. Yeah, and we'll be done. But one thing I regret doing is removing this text right here. So I think I'm just gonna add it back. Okay, so let's just hit customize and while you're here, under layout, under footer, I will just put back my text right here. Yeah, it makes it complete. Okay, so I'll just publish that and exit out of that. Okay, so now let's add these footer widgets. So on the right we have some product rated products, top rated products. Then we have the categories and the information. Yeah, so let's go under appearance. First, to create that, we need to go under appearance, then widgets. Okay, then what we are gonna have to do first is to add the pages. Okay, so under pages here, this widgets. So I'm gonna select footer widgets, then add. Okay, then we're gonna need to add some product categories. I'm also gonna click add, then products rating, then I'm also gonna click add that. Okay, so now while you're here in the footer widget, so I'm gonna call this information. Okay, so you can exclude some pages in case you don't want them to display here. All right, or else what we can do, you have product categories, you can show product counts and all that stuff. Yeah, I think it's essential sometimes. For example, counts like this, that this category has 3 of these, and when someone clicks on it, they can be redirected to that specific category. Okay, and for the product rating list, you also have that. So I'm gonna click save for all these, make sure the changes are effected, and we go back to our website and try to reload and see what we have. So right now we have this very beautiful footer of the top rated products, the categories, and the information. Yeah, so basically now our site is coming to life, and what we need to create For example, right now I'm at the demo website. You start creating all these nice layouts, and we will be soon done. Okay, so let's continue with building the home page. But before you go into the home page, there's something about the mobile menu. For example, if you come to the shop right now and hit customize, there's an important setting that I would like to add. Okay, for example, if now this is a display on the desktop, and this is a display on the home page. Okay, so under layouts, we're gonna come to sticky footer bar, and we're gonna click enable. Okay, yeah, so this is really important for a mobile version. Yeah, so you guys can use this to actually search, I'd look at the cart, for example. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, so it's really an important tweak for any WooCommerce like website. Okay, so just publish the changes. Yeah, and they're published now, and I'm gonna close this out. So now that we're here at the WordPress dashboard, head over to pages, then click pages, then find home, click home. Okay, then once you're here, just click edit with Elementor. Now Elementor is just a page builder that will help you, create and build, very interesting layouts here in WordPress. Now let me just give you a quick 1-minute tour of Elementor. Yeah, so basically, it works around boxes. Okay, so you can start off by creating boxes like this, or like this, like this, like this, or like that. For example, let's say you want to create 2 boxes. Yeah, all you have to do is click on this menu icon to add an item. So you can add an image, for example, on the left. Okay, and once you tap on it, some properties on the left here will appear, and you can click choose image, and you can select the image you want to display. Okay, for example, that. Yeah, so what you have just added is an image into an image widget. Okay, so you can style the image, and you have advanced configurations still for that widget. Okay, now under style is where you can adjust stuff like the width, the maximum height, and all that stuff, how opaque or blurry the image looks. Okay, then you can still go ahead to handle, maybe add stuff like icons to the right. You can add stuff like there's so much. All these are widgets. Some of them are premium, but others are just, widgets that are built in for you to know to design websites the way you want to with certain functionalities. Okay, but as I daily explained, the most important thing that you need to understand is that all widgets have 3 properties. They have the content, the style, the tab. The content to change what appears or what is displayed, style to give it stuff like color or hover or any sort of animation. Then you have advanced, the section where you can adjust, let's say, the paddings, the margins, and all that advanced kind of design concepts. Okay, so I'm gonna delete all these using this navigator, and I'm gonna add just one section for now. Okay, and I'm gonna click on this is called a column, this box right here, and I want to give a background like this to this column. Okay, so I'm gonna go to the background and choose image, and I'm gonna click on this image and select it and add it right here. Okay, and while we are here, I want to give it some padding because I need some space in it. But before we give it a padding, let's add some text to it. So I'm gonna add this text right here, and it's gonna be nostalgia in the city. In this city. Okay, so I'm gonna style it, remember, and I'm gonna give it a white color. So under typography, I'm gonna click on family, yeah, right here, and I want the font to be quicksand, and I want it to be really big. Okay, and I want it spaced out. So letter spacing can increase to about something like 3, which is okay, and it's looking good. Okay, so let's just add a button right here. So I'm gonna add a button widget, and under content, I'm gonna edit this content right here to something like this: cover more. Okay, then this button can link somewhere. For example, if you want to link to the shop, you can just type in your shop page and it will display right here. Okay, and I want it centered, to be in the center of the page. Even this, I still want it centered. So under content, I also want it centered. Okay, so if I'm to click this arrow to see how everything looks, that's how everything is looking. Okay, but it doesn't look good. Okay, so what I have to do is to come to this column right here and click on it, and I'll change the display size to something like cover, and I'll say it shouldn't repeat. Okay, but still it's not looking like this. So to achieve this, what I'm gonna have to do is to add some padding to the advanced section of this column. So I'm gonna unlink this, and I'm gonna add 220 to the top, then 220 to the bottom. Let's see how that looks. I think it looks fine. And one more problem we have is that we have this white space on the left and right. So probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click on this section right here and change this to full width. Also make it a stretched section. Okay, that it spans out everything. So I think this looks good. It's comparable to that, but we have one more setting to do. So let's go under column still. Under style, we want to give it a background overlay. Yeah, just like a filter, but it's gonna be of color black. So once you're here, you can adjust the opacity of the filter. So I think this is just about right. Okay, yeah. So if I'm to take this away, I think it really looks similar to this. Okay, so let's proceed with developing this downer section. Okay, so while you're here, we're gonna add 3 boxes just to mimic this. Yeah, and I'm gonna first add a text. For example, right here, I'm gonna add a text and call these the best sellers. Okay, now under style, I'm gonna go to typography, click on family, and change this to quicksand, since it has been our global font like always. Then lower this around 400 or 500 will do, and I'm gonna duplicate this, and I'll set this cover more, and this is actually gonna be smaller, so it's gonna have a weight of around 800, but then the size is gonna be small. Okay, then for the best sellers, size under typography, let's make it, come on, let's make it 33. Okay, then on this cover more, I want to pull it closer to the bestseller. So I'm going to click on bestsellers, this pen icon, come to advanced, unlink this and add the negative margin to the bottom. Okay, so now they are closer like that, which I think is okay. So this cover more can directly, we should put a link. When someone clicks on it, it takes them to the bestsellers category. Yeah, so what you have to do, let me pull up the bestseller category, and products, I'll go to categories, and we have bestsellers here, so I'll click on view. So maybe I can copy this and I'll just paste it in here. Okay, so when someone clicks here, they're redirected to bestsellers. So now let's give it a background. So click on this box icon of the column, give it a column background under style. Okay, under background type, click on choose an image, and I'll pull up this image and it will display like that. So then what I have to do is to change the display size to something like cover. But now it's not displaying like this. Sorry, it's not displaying like this. Well, the text at the bottom. Now to do this, we're gonna need like a padding to the bottom. Okay, then also gonna need some spacing, some margins to separate these boxes. And what I'm gonna do, let's first deal with the margin issue, which is gonna be 3 pixels to the left and to the right. So you can see it has created already a small space. And on the padding top, let's first unlink this. I want a figure like 400. Okay, then to the bottom, maybe something like 20. On the right 20, then on the left 20, which I think is okay. So this looks good. So I'm gonna click on this icon, the bestsellers, and I want the style, the text color to be white. Okay, then I also want it also to be white on this very discover more widget. Then I think I'm gonna add one more widget. It's called a divider. Divider is basically like a small line. Okay, so I'm gonna reduce the width of it, something like that, and under its style, it's gonna be white. Okay, we can add some weight to it because right now it's not so visible. Yeah, so it's more visible now. And on its top margin, to pull it up, we only need to give it a negative margin. Then it will be closer to discover more. Yeah, so now basically this section is done, this column is done, but we could have one more thing to create this hover effect. So each rectangle you hover on, it kind of turns into that gray kind of shade. So to do that, yeah, we need to click on the column that has our background, then come under style. Okay, then come under background overlay, then go under hover, then click background type classic and select a black color. Okay, so now as you can see, when you hover over it, it gives that shade, but it's too dark. So I'm going to reduce the opacity, still reduce it further. Okay, I think that will do, and basically this is done. Okay, and once we have this done, all we can do is to copy. Maybe you can just duplicate this column like 3 times, and what we're going to do, you're going to delete these empty ones. So right click on them and delete, right click on them and delete. So what we have to do is to replace these images with these other images. So we have bestsellers, we have casual, then office looks. So let's change this to casual. Then let me first close this so that I have a very clear view. Casual and office looks. Okay, but remember, if you have to go back right here, we have casual right here, which you can copy a link, yeah, and kind of embed it right here. Okay, so you can do the same thing with office looks and everything, but right now I'm more interested in changing these backgrounds. So I'm going to click on this right here. Okay, in under style, yeah, we'll apply the background. I'm going to choose image, then I'm going to go to upload files. Okay, then I'm going to select files, and right now what I'm going to pick under casual, let's see if we have some casual wear. I can decide to use this girl right here. I think that would be good. And yeah, it's done. So I'll do the same thing with her right here for the office looks. I'll go under style, I'll go to the background, choose image, upload files, select files, and it's gonna pull up where I stored this. So I'll pull up anything from the office category that I have here. So probably I'll take this, and that's done uploading. I'll click select. So it's done right now. Though the only issue I'm having is that it doesn't stretch, leave some white space here and here, just as you saw here. In one way to figure that out, to correct that, is to click on the section right here and make the section full width and make it stretched. Okay, so now it spans the entire row. Okay, so now we have 6 more to create like this. And to make those changes, what we're gonna do is you're gonna duplicate this section. Okay, and once it's duplicated, you're gonna duplicate it one more time. Okay, and all we have to do is to change these images right here. So I'm gonna go through them really fast and change. So it's under style, still go to choose image, upload files, select the files. Meanwhile, I've attached these files in your in the video description. Yeah, so feel free to use them in case you want to practice or do something with them. Okay, then I'll select this. So I'm gonna pause the video for like maybe a second or two and quickly add in these images, then I return. So I'm done making the changes and uploading these background images. So right now this is how the website is looking. Okay, yeah, and let's see what we have next to develop. Then we have this section right here, which is more of a gallery or something like that. And to do that, it's really simple. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add our section like this, and I'm gonna give it under advanced. I'm gonna give it a 50-50 margin, 50 pixels top and bottom, right here, as you see right here. Then I'm gonna drag a text widget, and I'm gonna call it hashtag Krista Girls. And while we're still at content, let's enter it. So under style, I'm gonna come to typography, and I'm gonna use quicksand. Okay, and let it be somehow heavy, like 900, and we space out the letters to somewhere like there. Okay, then we need to add these 4 images. Now to add those 4 images, it's really easy. We're gonna add 4 columns. Okay, now these 4 columns, what we're gonna do is gonna add an image. Okay, so we go to choose image, we go to upload files, pick our files, and where they let's see, they are in resources probably, and I'll select them for images and let them upload. Okay, so now then uploading, I'm gonna select this. Okay, and what I should do probably is to duplicate them. I think it's easier, so I'll delete these columns that are empty. So you only have to right click on the column, and yeah, so I'll duplicate this and I'll duplicate this. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change this. So click on it, choose a different image, so apply that, then click on that, choose a different image, and I will apply that, and click on this, choose a different image, and I'll apply that. And this wasn't supposed to be two different sections, so I'm gonna drag this, and I just no, let's just leave it the way it is. Yeah, I'll just reduce on, I think, the top padding. So I've clicked on it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna maybe remove this. Oh, no, I wanted 50 on top at least, not 550. Yeah, so now it's looking clean. Okay, and there's this button of discover more. So this button, let's copy this. I really don't have to create another one, so I'll copy this button, and once I'm here, I'll just click where I want to paste, and I will say paste. Okay, those now pasted in these columns. What I'm gonna do, let me do this. I'll duplicate, no, I'll add another section right here. Okay, then I'll just drag this text and bring it there. So that I think is okay. Then next we have these three icons. Yeah, so three icons, I see three boxes. So let's do this, add the three boxes. So on this left one, maybe we can add an icon. Okay, so let's add one, and we want this to be a card, something like that. Yes, and its style, let it be of a color black. I think that's good. Then we're gonna add a heading of something like, we're gonna say this is a payment methods. Okay, so right now what we need to deal with is the font. So I'm gonna come to Roboto here and change this to Quicksand. All right, and the letter spacing kind of has to be huge on 900. Then the size should be really like 14 or 13. Okay, let's make it 16, and I think that's okay. And let's go to content, and let's just center that, and let's duplicate this. Yeah, and we just type in maybe secure payment method, something like that. Secure payment methods. All right, looks good to me. Maybe I'll just change the weight to something like 500. Then I think the letter spacing is also too big, so just keep it that way. Okay, so now I need to move this close to each other. I'm gonna click on this pen icon, come on advanced, and link the values, and you guys know what to do. We add a negative top margin to drag stuff up, so it will be the same case with this. I'm also gonna add a negative top margin to the payment methods, just to slightly move it closer to this. Okay, but okay, let's first copy this, now explain my point, and paste it on this column. Okay, and let's say paste here. So let's delete these empty columns. All right. So we need one of a track and another card, I think. Money, free returns. Okay. So once you click on this icon, we can change this to a track. All right. Let's use this. Okay. And then this can be money. Let's see what money we have. Yeah. Let's use this. All right. And what we can say now, this is tricky because now I can no longer select them because I had over moved them, but here I can see payment methods. So I can say maybe shipping. Let's make these capital letters. Shipping. And for the text below it, we can click and say 3 to 5 days. 3 to 5. 3 to 5 days. Oh god, days. All right. Then we have returns. Then we could say something like free returns by mail. Free returns by mail. Maybe free returns. Maybe free returns, something like that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now that's looking good. Okay. Now let's separate these. We want to add space to the top. So I'm gonna go to advanced section of it. Then I click. I add a 50-50 pixel margin on the top and on the bottom. And let's see how that's looking. It's kind of stretched out. So I'm gonna add a padding to the left and right, just so to squeeze these in. Okay, so this section, or even at the column level, no, let's add it at the section level. At the section level, yeah, I wanna add a padding from the right of like 50 or like even 150. Still on the left, 150. Yeah, so I think that looks alright. Okay. And let's see what we have to develop next. We're having this bestseller section right here. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add another section. Okay, and I wanna copy some text, but let me add it from scratch. Okay, so I'm gonna call this a bestsellers, and under style I want the typography to be quicksand. Okay, and maybe 32 with the weight of like 500. Let me save this. Now to save this and make it a global font to be reusable, just click that plus icon and say and name it. Okay, so maybe quicksand heading. Yeah, so it saves those font typography settings. Okay, so under content, let me just push this to the center and just duplicate it, I think, because I need to add this text right here. Okay, so I'll just paste that in, and all I have to do with this, you guys already know, reduce the text to like 16 and kind of drag it up using the negative margin on the top and just place it just about there. Okay, then we're gonna add this section and basically our home page could be complete in no time. Okay, so let's go back to this section right here and click on search for grid. Okay, I can see it. Let's search for product. Oh, product grid. Okay, I know where the problem is. Let's go back to our dashboard. Yeah, and let's go to essential add-ons for Elementor, because I think it missed installing some widgets. Yeah, so once we're here, let's click on elements, and we see, and just do enable all, then click save settings. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna update this and refresh refresh the Elementor. And once it's refreshed, kind of positive that now it's gonna display um the product grid that I'm looking for to kind of make my product section at the home page kind of look like this. Okay, so now let's let it load. Okay, so now it's loaded, and let me search again for product for grid. Okay, so right here you see a product grid. Okay, so I'm gonna drag it and kind of place it down below this text. Though it has a negative margin to it, it's kind of tricky to add. So you see what it has done, yet I needed this up there. So should I undo it or just drag this up here? All right, that's cool. So now we are the product grid widget right here. So under style, hold on, no. Let's click on the grid. Under layout, we can select grid. Yeah, and there are a bunch of presets. For example, there's that, there's this preset right here. Yeah, basically preset is like a different way to like view, or a different look or style of how you want your products to look. So you can even choose a number of columns, you know, something like that, and you can select still how do you want all these to look. Okay, but for this case, to make something look like this, yeah, what we are gonna do is we are gonna change the layout to list. Okay, so you guys can see that, and you're gonna use preset 2. Okay, yeah. So now there are a bunch of settings, like so many of them. So you can filter this product by recently added, the best selling, some that are on sale, they sell out of stock batch, they add to cart. So you can even add custom text instead of this. You may select buy now. Yeah, you can show the load more. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, or you can just enable the pagination like the one we have on our page right here. Yeah, which I think it looks better. Then they're also setting for buttons, so you can have different like presets for them. Yeah, so understand, because my main whatever is to turn all this to black. Yeah, um let's see where we can start from. Yeah, so we have the products themselves, we have the product details, but the main changes I want to do are in the colors and sections, colors and typography. So I want to make the product's title color to be black. Yeah, and the price color can also be black still. Product price, yeah. Then the star rating, I also have them black. Yeah, I think that's cool. Then the product description, this can stay as it is. Okay, now let's go to the sale badge. You see right here, I want it to be black. Yep, the background, even these, they're out of stock. Yeah. So now let's take care of the buttons. So these buttons are now pink, I mean purple or bluish, but I'm gonna have them also turn to black, which I think is also okay. So on hover, let's see what color they turn. I think they can turn to like a bluish kind of shade. um yeah, I think that's all right. Let's make it a little lighter. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Okay, and that's cool. Now the pagination, the text color needs to be on hover. It needs to be black. For example, if I hover over them now, they turn to black, but I need a darker shade, so I'm gonna use that. Then for the active ones, still, whichever number is active, it also needs to be black. Okay, I think that's cool. Then the pop-up, yeah, the pop-up has also its settings, but I'm just gonna keep everything black in the pop-up. It's gonna be black, everything black, everything black, everything black. Then where you see a purple, probably I'm gonna change this to black, and I think we're basically good to go. Let me first update this and take a look at how it's looking. Okay, so right now the hero page looks okay. These categories right here look good. The best sellers and everything looks fine. And let me see. Oh yeah, and we have a very nice footer also, which is looking good. So probably maybe I'll just add some extra space just down here. Okay, so under this section, I will maybe add a 50-50 top and bottom. Yeah, that's all right. So I think our homepage is done. Maybe let's take a look at how it's looking on mobile. Okay, maybe you missed something. All right, so now what I'm gonna do for the mobile, we just reduce this text right here. The font size is too huge. Yeah, so maybe I'll do that. And then for the background style, maybe it will be center. Yeah, so that's good. The categories are looking nice. What else? These images are all looking nice, apart from these that have some paddings right here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on this section. I'm gonna click on this section, and I'm gonna remove this padding. Yeah, and link it, and it's displaying fine now, and all these are displaying fine. Yeah, so basically everything is good with the home page. Okay, now let's see what we have to develop next. This is our already done website. So on this one which we're working on, we already have this we have worked on. We have worked on the shop. We only left with the track order and the contact. Okay, so let's see how the track order is looking, and here we go. So you have this stretched out section of track your orders and everything. Okay, all right, so let's get started. And to do this, for example, if I'm track order here, all I have to do once I've clicked this track order, yeah, I'm gonna click edit page right here. Then it's basically gonna take me straight into the page editor. Okay, and I'm gonna click on edit with Elementor. And once you are here, the first thing I'm gonna do is to add a section, and I'm gonna have a text that says track your orders. Track your orders here. Your orders here. Oh, sorry about that. Here. Then under style, what I'm gonna do is I want this to be quicksand, and I want it as heavy as it can get. Then yeah, I'll edit this and I remove that. So under content, let me make this centered. Then come here, okay, and the style, and the background, and the classic. Click this choose image. In what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add this image right here, and so this text really needs to turn to white. Yeah, the style. Let's first make this white, and come to this column right here, and let's give it a padding, yeah, inside of like 50, 150. No, let's do 75 on top and 75 on the bottom, or we could just do 100. Yeah, it's looking good. So clicking on still the column, what I want to do is I want to make the position center and make this cover. Okay, then you want to add a background overlay because I need that white text to pop. So I'm gonna make it black and reduce the opacity, something like that. Then as you guys can see, it doesn't stretch all the way, and you know what to do by now. So let me first pull up this navigator, click on this section, this one right here, and select full width and stretch it out. All right, so now it's done. Okay, now let's add this form right here that helps customers track orders. So let's go to Woocommerce, search for Woocommerce shortcodes. Okay, and once you're here, go into the website. Then I want to find a code that can be used to track Woocommerce orders. So let me just type here track. Yeah, and so here's the order tracking form. So I'm just gonna copy this and head back to the page you're editing, and I'll close this out and I'll click here. Let me first add a section right here. Okay, and I'm gonna say shortcode. Remember, I had copied it, so I'm gonna place it here and paste it here. All right, so now it's gonna display everything. So all I have to do is just click update, and that would be basically done. Okay, so if I'm to view this is how it's looking. Probably I need some space, okay, between these sections. So just add a 50-50 on top and the bottom, and I'll click update. So if this is to refresh, I think looks better this way. All right, so this is done. The track order is done, and also close this out, and let's take a look at the contact page, and we see how it's looking. Okay, so now head over to this website you're working on, which is this one that you guys are working on, and hit contact. Then what we're gonna do is click edit page. And basically for contact forms, I really don't like to overthink them. Okay, and for this case, I'm gonna really keep this so simple, and let's see what we can do. Okay, we're gonna go to add template. Okay, then we're gonna get a block. Yeah, so while you're here, Element has a few free templates, so you're gonna add contact, and these ones are pro subscriptions, but there are a couple of free ones. Let me see what we can use. um let me see what we can use here. I so undecided. Yeah, so undecided, but let's use this. So we're gonna click insert. It's gonna ask you to connect to the template gallery. Yeah, to connect your website to the meta template gallery, template library, and I'm gonna click connect, and it should be good to go now. Okay, and it has added them right there, the location and everything. So you can add like your location right here, the contact us, and your open hours and everything. So if you need to add more templates still, or more blocks to that, you can come under blocks. Then let me see what we have here. So under contact, okay, what you can add probably is this, but this is a pro. I selected a pro block. Okay, let's just select one that is free. Oh god, let's just select one that's free. Let me see. Let me scroll up to contact. Then I think this is free, so I'm gonna insert this. Yeah, so basically this is how you'd have your contact page looking, though I don't think I like this at all. Maybe you can try and like stretch it out or something like that. Yeah, yeah, so you guys can add your own information right here, but yeah, I'm good. Okay, so if you preview the changes, this is how your contact is looking like. Okay, so next we're gonna create or mimic or create an order, and we see how everything checks out for a customer. Okay, let's do that. Okay, now since we are here at the shop section, let's try and create an order. Okay, the same way customer would. So I'm gonna add this to the cart, and I'll add, let me say this, and maybe I'll also add this. Okay, now while we are here, let's click checkout, and it's gonna lead us to this form where we're gonna fill in everything that we need to. Okay, and yeah, so we can add, you can fill in all these details. For example, you can add, for example, the email I want to use right here, something like that. And you can add like some order notes. Yeah, for example, you might say something like I need it maybe wrapped in paper bags. Okay, something like that. Okay, then once all this information is filled out well, you can continue to delivery. Then it will show you here the price that you gotta pay. Yeah, then also the flat rate shipping, and you click continue, and you can select the payment that you wanna do. So it can either be cash on delivery, check payments, or PayPal. So I'll just do cash on delivery for simplicity. Then I'll click on place order. So it will redirect to this page and say thank you, your order has been received. So here is our order number. Okay, if we were to copy this order number, maybe we load this like again in a new tab. Yeah, and we come here to track order. Maybe you already have your order number and everything, and you want to paste it in here and type your email. I think this is the email I used, and it will reveal all these other details. So everything that you bought, the payment method that you chose, and everything. So here is the status. Your order was placed at this date, and it's currently processing. Okay. So what that means, for example, when a customer orders, now on your end, yeah, you're gonna have under Woocommerce right here. When you come under orders, okay, it's gonna display it right here. Okay, so you can open this app. Yeah, now me the store owner will be able to see that, and once the order is maybe completed, maybe it's cancelled, if it's refunded, if it's pending payment, I can change this. For example, if it's done and I have delivered all the goods that the customer ordered, then I can change this to completed. Yeah, so basically there is some extra information, the shipping information, the billing information of the customer, their phone contacts, the items I bought, and everything. You can do refunds still in Woocommerce. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah, then once you've read through all this stuff, what you can do is to update. Okay, once order is updated, yeah, which means the order is completed because you change the status. So if you're to refresh this page right here, so it will request you to resubmit the form. Yeah, then you'll see that it's completed. So if a customer is to go back to their dashboard, okay, and under orders, they'll be able to see this order. The seller is completed, they paid this for 3 items, the date and the date it was placed. They can also view like the entire more order like details and everything. Yeah, so once they click on this, probably it's going to redirect them to the product that they bought. Yeah, so basically that's it. So everything works well on this side. Yeah, I'm so glad that you watched the tutorial to this end, and I'll be publishing more, I think, Woocommerce related tutorials for you guys to learn more. Yeah, so I've created some more that you guys can check out, how to build, how to configure Woocommerce pages, how to customize them, and all that stuff. So more is to come. Thanks for watching, and catch you on the next one.